Yes. I think we are ready to rock and roll. Yes. Welcome to Mirror Domains. And this is Tuesday. This is our Tuesday stream here on Mirror Domains. Movie Talk channel. Yes. Guys, unfortunately, well, I started to look for some movie news headlines today. And, well, there just wasn't that much going on. And, well, it's because of all the strike and stuff. And, well, it is Barbenheimer week. So there is a few headlines out there to look at. So we're going to do it a little bit raw today. No planned bar on the side. Thought we would just go on the hunt. You know, the way that we used to do it when we started out. This is a little bit more raw in the sense that I don't know what the next news story is going to be. So by all means, you guys, if you got something that you want to talk about, let me know in the comments if you're going to join us in the live stream. But Barbenheimer, looking forward to it this weekend. As you know, I am prioritizing seeing Barbie over Oppenheimer. I will see both of them. I am looking forward to both of them. But Barbie is the one that I am holding out for. So there you go. Yeah, and we saw some early prognostications yesterday about some of the box office results for it. It's Tuesday. You would think that the embargo would drop on that. Let's just go over to the tomato meters, see if anything has coalesced yet. Barbie and Oppenheimer are not yet posting anything. Really surprised about Oppenheimer. You know, usually they have the premieres, like they had the premieres for Barbie, like for the last 2 weeks, because I think they were anticipating that they were going to have this the actor strike that would cause them to not be able to do any promotional stuff. But I'm looking at this and it's kind of like, for at least Oppenheimer, there's still an embargo out for Oppenheimer. Why? We should have some tomato score by now. Still looking forward to it. This is the kind of movie where you just grab the large bag of popcorn, because you know you'll start off and you'll leave like half the bag to start, and then like 2 hours into the film you'll be like, I feel like having a little bit more. So there you go. That's what Oppenheimer will bring for us, and looking forward to that. So as you can see here, the big trades, they just don't have a whole lot to offer. So I thought we would just play some a game of looking for something to look for. See if anything jumps out at us here in the headlines. Jonathan Majors' issues worsen as more alleged abuse victims. Yeah, that's a story that I don't. I like to try to keep my distance from that one until like something substantive happens, right? Robert Downey Jr. calls Dolittle and Shaggy Dog the most important films he's done in the last 25 years. Really? Says Age of Ultron is content. What? Is content? Content? I liked Age of Ultron. I know a lot of people really ragged on Age of Ultron when it came out, but I think Age of Ultron is aged rather well. Yeah, it's one of those movies where it's kind of like it sets up a lot. It sets up a lot of the MCU going forward and drives us towards Thanos, right? And the group of them coming together, right? And it was a good introduction of Scarlet Witch, I think. Yeah, I liked Age of Ultron quite a bit. So, as you can see, there really isn't that much out there, guys. Let's go to the Hollywood Reporter, see if they got anything out there. More SAG strike stuff. There won't be sympathy strikes in the UK. So if you're in the UK, I guess it won't affect a lot of stuff over there. So your Coronation Street is going to be safe. Should be. Yes. No. Yes. Reveals what if claims were unresolved. Yeah, and what if scenarios. And getting into all that stuff, I know that we probably should, but it's not interesting content to talk about contract negotiations or what could have been scenarios kind of thing. I'll address the fallout of these things, like if things get canceled. Let's just go over and change things up a little bit. Let's go over to the gossip pages, see what's going on over there. Jennifer Lopez celebrates 1 year of marriage to Ben Affleck with sweet midnight posts. Good for them. Yeah, they're back together. Bennifer 2.0, right? Michael Cera canceled Candid about why he nearly quit acting amid Superbad and Juno's success. Don't really care about that. Rachel Ziegler, well, we talked about that one yesterday, right? About the Snow White stuff. I don't care about the Golden Bachelor. Lots of people do. That was on the View yesterday too. No thanks. Get that out of here. Wonka director explains why the heck he got the idea to cast Hugh Grant as a dancing Oompa Loompa. Well, because he's got the visage, he's got the profile for it, right? And I think that's going to be like one of my most anticipated parts of the movie is seeing Hugh Grant as that Oompa Loompa. All right. Lots of Mission Impossible stuff here. Does Superman Legacy new casting confirmed DCU reboot? What? Of course it does. We've known that for a long time. What are you smoking over here, Cinema Blend? Of course we know that they're getting a new DC reboot. They announced that with James Gunn. What are you talking about? See new Disneyland characters walk the red carpet instead of the actors, as the Haunted Mansion director calls the premiere surreal and disappointing. Oh yeah. Because Haunted Mansion comes out at the end of the month here. And of course, none of the actors can now go out and do the premieres and such. But those are performers. Now, maybe they're under a different clause, like people from the amusement parks and stuff. Like maybe that's what they're talking about there. Because actors can't go there anymore. Fans are loving the true bromance after Robert Downey Jr. posts about Stanley Tucci cooking for him and other guests. Yes, Tucci is a foodie. He's got a show on, CNN, talking about Italy and stuff like that. I got respect for Tucci for that. That's cool. Yeah. High respects for that. All right. What else is going out there? 10 outrageous Barbie facts that show how popular the brand is. We don't need to know that. We know how popular Barbie is. After Jennifer Lawrence's No Hard Feelings, 7 Oscar-winning actresses who need a comedy stat. No Hard Feelings was fun at the theater, man. It was a good, just turn your brain off romp. It was silly, ridiculous. It had a little bit of heart towards the end. You know how I felt about that. Olivia Colman in a comedy. Cate Blanchett in a comedy. I would love to see. She is one of my top 5 actresses of all time, Cate Blanchett. She's got to be number 3 or 4, I would say. For me. It's so hard. I flip-flop between her and Charlize. Charlize is in my top 5 as well. If you don't know my top 5 actresses, I don't know who my 5th is right now. It's either going to be Anya Taylor-Joy or Halle Berry. Halle Berry. Or Sandra Bullock. No, Sandra is my number 5. I don't know, man. What's your favorite actresses? Mine would be Scarlett Johansson, Jennifer Lawrence, Cate Blanchett, Charlize Theron. And then, yeah, maybe Sandra Bullock, man. Sandra is so great. Because we just saw her in Bird Box, actually. We did a full live reaction, and she's just so mesmerizing. She just has got that charisma that draws you in, right? And then, of course, we watched Bird Box Barcelona. That was really good. Black Widow we watched. And join us tomorrow for Secret Invasion. That's the plan. Episode 5, guys. The second last episode tomorrow for Secret Invasion. Come join us for that. Reviews are up for Insidious, Red Door, Joyride, and I forgot to put the thumbnails for the other ones, but whatever. Yeah. Anything else up there on the Cineblend? Blue Beetles, Jolo Meriduena gets emotional while asking fans to support his movie amidst the strike. Yeah, because the one thing I'll tell you about the trailers for this is that it looks like he's gone all in, which is good. I like it when actors go all in, right? And he's not dialing in on this. He's getting behind it, and you want that, right? It's kind of like with the girl that played the Batgirl. She went all in with playing the Batgirl and got canceled, right? And that sucks. Because if you followed her on her social media, she was like posting stuff of her getting ready, training and stuff. So it looks like if you follow him on his social media, on his Instagram, he posted a message there saying, please come out and support the movie. I hope it does, man. But this strike won't allow people to go and promote it. So it's kind of like this. It's a real bummer, man. A real bummer. Yeah, Whoopi's speech on the actor strike gets interrupted after View co-host Sarah Haynes' phone goes off during the show. Yeah, that was yesterday. That was yesterday. Whoopi just started the show. She started talking about the strike and why they're still working, because that's how I found out that some people are under a different clause. They don't qualify as actors. They're like under the news anchor umbrella of people that can come out and do that kind of stuff, right? Whoopi's an actor, but the others are kind of like morning show pundits. There's a weird umbrella there, and that's where I knew it. Anyway, she just started her spiel at the beginning of the show, and then all of a sudden Sarah's phone went off, and I was like, wow. Arglass says Kate Blanchett was an uncredited cameo in Hot Fuzz comedy. She would be great in comedy. Yeah, she would. She's like, yeah, there's a majesty to Kate Blanchett that's awesome. Arglass Viking says Sandra Bullock, Gal Gadot, Emily Blunt, Jennifer Garner. I think Emily Blunt is up there too for me. She'll be in the top 5 or top 10 for sure, I think. Yeah. All right, so that's pretty much all on that gossip page. Let's go over to the coming soon.net. We're scraping. We're scraping here. Pet Cemetery Bloodlines first look photos. Oh, right. Yeah, there was going to be a prequel to Pet Cemetery, the reboot, that was going to show them what happened to Jed and I guess before. But I don't think it was going to be like have anything of the cast of the reboot, right? Paramount Plus has revealed first look photos of Pet Cemetery Bloodlines, the prequel film to Stephen King's Pet Cemetery. Bloodlines will be on October 6th on Paramount Plus. First look. So it's a dude. David Duchovny's in this. Henry Thomas. Isabella Starr LeBlanc. Cool. Pam Grier. Yeah. It's not going to have the guy who played Jed. It's not going to have the same Jed from the movie. All right. Show me. Pam Grier. Pet Cemetery. Sometimes dead is better. That was kind of a line that was only in it was in a deleted scene for the reboot, right? Sometimes dead is better. Like why would you cut that? That's so iconic. Henry Thomas, he's a good actor. He's one of Mike Flanagan's go-to guys, right? And he's got so much range. Like the way he's got like this accent that he does for Bly Manor that's just like wow. He's got range. Henry Thomas does, but he's got some problems in his personal life. I think he fought a drinking problem, so or some kind of substance abuse problem. I don't know. And it's flared out at times. Hopefully, he's got a lid on it though, man, because he's got talent. And if he's going to be in this, cool, man. Pet Cemetery Bloodlines, October 6th. It's possible I could sign up for Paramount Plus. Maybe, just for a small little bit. I don't know. We could maybe find that through other nefarious means, maybe. Yeah, I don't mind that. All right. Let's go over to the Reddit pages. See if there's anything out there that any topics of discussion that jump out at us. The Rock has to be one of the most overrated star of our time. The Rock, Dwayne Johnson. Would you say that Dwayne Johnson is the most outrated actor of our time? I don't know about that. Let's take a look at his IMDb and look at some of his movies. I like The Rock. He's now he's somebody. Despite his work, he's a hard worker. He's somebody who he gives it his all the time. He shows up on time. He knows his lines. He's prepared, right? He's that kind of a dude. So I got high respects for Dwayne Johnson. Calling him overrated is a little bit extreme in my book, or overrated. Not because he's not good at what he does. He is good at what he does, but does he literally always the same thing? Yeah. Well, he doesn't have a whole lot of range. I'll grant you that. He doesn't have a whole lot of range. But if he does work with some talented directors that can draw that out of him, he can, right? Like even Michael Bay got something out of him, right? It's just about how it's all done. I got nothing against him, and I like Black Adam. I agree about the stuff with the kid that probably shouldn't have happened, but well, with the side story of the kid. But he's got a lot of stuff coming up. Red One, Fast X Part 2. I don't know about that. Yeah, that one. This is a production that I'm going to be looking at cautiously because Fast X. I don't even know if it barely broke even. I don't even know. I can't even tell you if it broke even. And then he's got a bunch of stuff up in the air, like Big Trouble in Little China, that was maybe going to happen. An Untitled, yeah, no, that's not happening anymore. Any of the spin-offs from the Fast and Furious movies, not happening. I'd be very, very shocked if this, like, I'll be shocked if they even greenlight Part 2 for Fast X. You know what I would do if I were the studio? I would just say, all right, that's it. We're not going to make this one for about 10 years. And then if you want, we'll give you $100 million to make Fast X Part 2. And then Vin Diesel will say, well, but that won't even cover the expenses for the cast. Well, then you're not going to make Fast X Part 2. That's it. That's all I would say. Here's your budget, $100 million. If you want to make Fast X Part 2, you got $100 million, and that's all you got. You can cut out a bunch of the cast. Cut out Tyrese, cut out Ludacris. You don't need them. Yeah, we saw them supposedly die in a plane crash over the side of the mountain, but we know as fans that they're not dead. They were going to show up again somehow and say, oh yeah, we got out in time, we're fine. Do we need to see more story with them on this? They drug, like their side story, all of the side characters slow down the pace of that movie so much. It really should have just focused in on Vin Diesel and Jason Momoa. That's all that movie should have been. And as far as the spin-off with the girls on the side, I don't know about that. Just because the movies aren't performing. It didn't perform box office wise. But going back to Dwayne Johnson, people still want to work with him because he's got that work ethic, right? Yeah, despite some of the things underperforming like Black Adam, which really sucks, man, because that was a passion project of his. He really, really wanted that thing to work. It was script issues. I wouldn't call him overrated. There you go. That's what I would say. Art Glass says, Dwayne is great as a comedy actor, but he kind of a one-trick pony in more serious action roles. Yeah, not much range. Nice guy, though, yeah. But I think he could. Again, if he works with the right director, even Zack Snyder was able to pull so much out of Batista for Army of the Dead. Like, if he could work with, directors of that caliber, he's got it in him. Like, he's got this slight, what was it, Walking Tall? He was good in that. There was another one that was slightly, that flew under the radar for a lot of people. Pain and Gain, yeah. Michael Bay pulled that out of him. Was it Snitch? I think it was Snitch. Yeah. Snitch, and that one worked. I liked him in that. All right, good discussion about The Rock. What's next? A film by Christopher Nolan. Oppenheimer. We know about that. Blockbusters are failing spectacularly. Whether that lights a fire under Hollywood is anyone's guess. It's going to. Like, typically when movies bomb like this, it's kind of like you're not getting another chance at this. But they were looking at metrics. Like, they just didn't say, "Oh, it's Fast 10. Just have $1 million. It's Fast 10. Have $400 million to make your movie." No, they were looking at past performances, and there were other marketing polls that they were looking at to say, "Oh, well, Fast 10 should make $1 billion." It didn't, but it should. Again, it's the risk versus the reward too. It's like, do you really want to spend $3 to make, or $4 to potentially make $10? Like, no, like there's just a risk in that, right? And that risk is really expanding. That is kind of like, it's not worth it. It shouldn't, like, this should be a loud and clear message to all the studio executives out there that no, these big budgets, they got to stop. And don't think of it as kind of a slight against your decision-making process. Like, I know some of them out there will be like, but I don't do anything wrong. I made the decision to give Indiana Jones the $300 million budget. It's like, it didn't work. It can't work anymore. You know they can't. And smaller movies like Insidious, The Red Door, Sound of Freedom, they had the smaller budgets and they make their profit margins. Just make a bunch of small movies like that. You don't need to have these big casts that need like these big trailer cities set out behind a parking lot somewhere just so that they can come on to a set to film a sequence that's only going to be 3 minutes of your film. You don't need that. Like, I harp on that all the time. And that's what happens, sadly, on movies like the Fast and Furious movies. Hey, we need a scene where this car's driving down the street. We're only going to be there for 2 nights, but we're going to spend $2 million to set up this huge... It's like, no. It's like, you can cut out all that stuff. But anyway, I've ragged on about that. Hans Zimmer is composing the score for Gareth Edwards, The Creator. Oh, yeah. And people, that second trailer for The Creator that just dropped, I watched that on the Mission Impossible reel that I had in my theater. And Creator looks like it's going to be an interesting film. And I do like Gareth Edwards. So I'm hoping that this one will do well. Now, it is sci-fi. It's got like robots in it and stuff. It may be too much for some people. Maybe too sci-fi. One thing that we have learned is that if you go overboard with the abstract CGI stuff, unless you're James Cameron, James Cameron seems to be the only one that can wield that to $1 billion success. If you're doing this weird abstract stuff, like even Denis Villeneuve with Blade Runner 2049 couldn't wield that sword, right? So it's like, there's got to be something about the angle to it. As long as his budget is not too high, and I'm told that the budget for The Creator here is not that high, so it's got a chance, man. And there's something about this that feels a little bit like Neil Blomkamp-ish, right? Like they're using people who are wizards at making this kind of a visual effect for the cost that is. And that's another thing that big studios need to do, is capitalize on these wizards that can do these things with. And just imagine if you can give some of these people like just a little bit more of the budget and what they could do, kind of things, right? There's passionate people out there that want to do these things, right? There's passionate actors out there that are competent enough to fulfill your movie, that you don't need to pay ludicrous $20 million for Fast X Part 2. You don't need to do that. So, and I'm ragging on Ludacris and Tyrese. It's my bad. But it is what it is. What do you think of Ghost in the Shell 1995? Well, I don't think I ever saw it since 1995, so I barely remember it. Um, hmm, I liked it. There you go. Who is actually doing a Barbenheimer viewing? Well, does that mean like a double feature? See, that's a bit long because Barbie's just under 2 hours. Oppenheimer's 3 hours, so you'd be in the theater for 5 hours, 5.5 hours on a day. Let's see. My husband and I bought tickets for Barbie and Oppenheimer movie night. I found myself curious to ask people how I'm gonna go watch the movies back to back. Maybe I'll see Oppenheimer on Saturday night, but I'm coming back from Etobicoke, from Toronto. So I don't know. I still think I'll have to see Oppenheimer on Sunday. Um, Back to back. A lot of folks are just riding the popularity meme, but actually, you're going to see. I'm going to see both. I'll see both. Frankenstein producer says Guillermo del Toro is building his own monster universe. Cool. Well, that's cool. And I was just thinking about this the other day too. Guillermo del Toro, right now, is one of my favorite directors. He truly is. He's one of the directors out there where I'll watch anything that he does. And yeah, he's secretly building his own monster universe. That's cool. And you know that his version of Pinocchio was one of my favorite movies of last year. Just the visuals in it was just a breathtakingly beautiful film. And he's got that magic. He does. It's something that stays with you. It's not like that live action Peter Pan and Wendy movie that came and went. And I was just thinking about that one the other day too. I was like, I did watch that one, right? I barely remember what happened in it. Did we do a watch along for that? I think we did, didn't we? Um, but yeah, Guillermo del Toro is definitely one of my favorite directors right now. And I'm going to be bold here. Like he's whatever he makes, I'll go out and watch. I can't say that for a Spielberg. I can't say that for a Scorsese. But isn't Spielberg the GOAT? I haven't even seen Ready Player One yet, guys. But James, you're a movie fan. You should get all the Easter eggs in there and stuff. Just wasn't interested. I don't know. But Del Toro is definitely up there. He's in my top 5 right now. Obviously, James Cameron is still in there. He'll be the top of. He's the top dog. He'll always be the top dog for me. James Cameron, because of Aliens, because of The Abyss, Terminator 2. He's just got that resume. I know I'm a little bit mixed on the Avatar, but James Cameron will always be the top. I really like what Denis Villeneuve is. Christopher Nolan is one of them. I'll still go and watch whatever he does. Guillermo del Toro is in there. Del Toro is in there. Those 4 right now are top tier. Maybe even a Snyder. Could Snyder break in there? Ridley Scott? Yeah. I even went out and watched, like, but Ridley Scott's been kind of hit and miss. Ready Player One is a Saturday morning movie. Great fun. Or maybe we could watch it on Saturday morning, man. I don't know who would be my 5th director. The one that I would put my hands down and say we're watching that no matter what. Mike Flanagan, he's up there. Yeah, for sure. But Del Toro's in there. He's in the top 5. He's on my Mount Rushmore. He's a good dude as well. Very passionate about his work. Very informed. Very knowledgeable about the craft, the history of cinema. Oh, I know who would be in there in the top. Hayao Miyazaki, animator. He'd be up there in my top 5 as well. Studio Ghibli. That's why. Right there. I don't want to see The Boy and the Heron. I want to see that so bad. I would love to watch his movies with you, but Studio Ghibli copyright strikes people and can kill your channel. So we don't know if we'll ever watch those movies with you guys. I wish we could, because to sit down and do like a really solid examination of like Spirited Away or my favorite, Princess Mononoke, I would love to do that with you guys, because that's top tier. That's the top cream of the crop. Studio Ghibli trumps anything that Disney has ever put out animation wise, ever, in my books at least. Disney lost an opportunity and is not making live action remakes with Muppets for all the characters except one. What? I don't know what that is. Movie dinosaurs never escaped Jurassic Park. The Steven Spielberg film continues to overshadow films like 65, starring Adam Driver. Yeah, we watched 65 this year. Quite ridiculous. Somebody stabs a T-Rex with a bone. Oh, yeah. 65 had script issues. I like the premise. But man, it lacked in its execution. The 1 cent paycheck. Here's why awful truth about an actor on the golden age of streaming. Yeah, I heard about that. People who do the streaming work for acting in streaming services, they don't get paid. I'm thinking too deep about this in Annihilation. I liked Annihilation too. Annihilation. Let's pull that up. Natalie Portman, Alex Garland. Alex Garland was potentially up there as one of my top directors. I liked Annihilation. I liked Ex Machina. What was the one that came out last year where the guy was born? Men was a little bit meh. Men was kind of like, what the heck is going on in this movie? A person being fully, yeah. Alex Garland's got vision, though. He does. He's got talent. He's a little bit like Ari Aster. He's got great talent, as long as you don't let him have too much rope, because I think he kind of undoes himself with too much rope. Because that's what men, and it really made me a fan of Jessie Buckley. It did. But that last few sequences, I was like, what the heck? Seriously? The birthing sequence, if you know what I'm talking about. If you ever watched it. Big fan of Jessie Buckley, though. Yeah. Annihilation. Yeah, I liked Annihilation. About 2 aliens coming to Earth and climatizing themselves to our atmosphere, right? That's what I thought the movie was about. They create a small pocket of their atmosphere on Earth. That's that big dome, and it slowly changes the DNA of everything around it so that they can survive there until they become acclimated, right? Good stuff. First official poster for Pet Sematary Bloodlines. No more soda for you. 65. I enjoyed it a lot. Art glass. Well, this is just cherry Coke. 0. There's nothing spirited in it. Plus, it's like 11 o'clock in the morning here. Anyway, it's not even lunch hour. I'm not that grotesque. What movie side character was more enjoyable to see on the screen than the main character? Huh. Which side character was more enjoyable to see on the screen than the main character? Any suggestions? Val Kilmer in Tombstone? A lot of people like, yeah, I'd agree with that. But you know what? Kurt Russell was also good. I liked him. I liked his version of Wyatt Earp better than what Kevin Costner did. There's just, Kurt Russell had that charisma to him that was kind of like, they were both good. I liked them both, and I liked the tandem of Val Kilmer and Kurt Russell in that movie. Now, that's a movie we could watch. While we're in a lull here for movie news and stuff, we could be picking up and doing a lot of these reaction reviews as long as it's not too hot outside, which it's not right now. It's warm, but it's not hot. Any other suggestions? Side characters that you like more? The Crazy Irishman in Braveheart? Sam Rockwell in Galaxy Quest? That's a good call. Yeah. He was a real standout. Han Solo is a great side character to Luke Skywalker, Hourglass says. Yeah, that's a great call. Because Luke, well, was Luke really the main character? He didn't show up until 25 minutes into the film. But neither did Han Solo. Yeah. Han Solo, great call. Robert Shaw in Jaws. Yeah, he was good, but actually, I think out of the three performances, I still like Richard Dreyfuss the most. He just popped off the screen, and then to see them all, see him bounce off Robert Shaw in Jaws. We should watch that one too, man. We should do a Jaws marathon. What streaming services is Jaws on right now? Is it on? Just Watch? No, that's the. Is it on Netflix? Is Jaws on Netflix? Let's go over to the Netflix. No, it doesn't look like Jaws is on there. I'm not seeing it. Mako? Whatever the heck that is. Alright. Are we through some of this stuff? I think we are. We can go over to some other sites, some discussions. As I said, it's been kind of a slow day. It's my bad, guys. I started to look for stuff and I was like, there really isn't so much to talk about. But that's okay. Tomorrow we're doing Secret Invasion. Maybe Thursday or Friday we'll do a watch along. Alright. What am I doing here? Go to Movie Web. See what's up there. A lot of Barbie coverage, a lot of Oppenheimer coverage. Maze Runner trilogy. Star Wars writer offers up disappointing update on Lando series. Well, since writers aren't working, I would guess nothing is happening with the Lando series. Which kind of sucks, because he was really good as Lando. They missed the mark with the Solo movie. Anything that jumps off the page here at me. Cobweb director. Esai Morales' finest performances. I don't even know what else he's in. 10 Little Facts About Godzilla. No. Yeah. Actually, you know what? Let's go over and do some horror headlines. Yeah. Take a look at some. Not that one. Bad CGI goes viral. What? The Flash is now available on digital as an NFT. Plus, CGI scenes go viral on Twitter. Yeah, the CGI scenes where it's kind of like I don't know if I can play that or not, but yeah, with all of the cameos. Atrocious. Yeah, atrocious CGI. Comical. Farcical. But I still enjoyed the movie. Despite all that, I just still enjoyed the movie. I don't think I'll ever own it, but yeah, bummer, man. Let's take a look at the horror headlines. Bloodline, we know about that. Haunted Mansion gets a new trailer less than 2 weeks ahead of it. Oh, did they drop a new trailer for Haunted Mansion? Gargoyles movie reportedly set to be directed by Kenneth Branagh. Actually, you know what? You know what did play was that Haunting in Venice or whatever, the third Poirot movie that he's working on there. That one looks like it's going to be cool. Terrifier gets a 700 screen re-release this Wednesday. The first Terrifier, it's rough, man. I understand the charm of it. It's kind of like shock value that you're seeing people getting butchered brutally, right? But it's very grindhouse, the first one. I never saw the second one, so I know that's on Tubi right now. Mother May I? The Black Phone 2. Could a sequel work? Could a sequel work to Black Phone 2? It would have to be some kind of like, unless you've seen the first one. Sorry, spoiler alert. Spoiler alert. You'd have to do it with a copycat or a prequel. But we know how the stories all end for the prequel. So it's kind of like, what's the point of that? Yeah. Have to be some kind of a... Oh, that's ugly. Red work? Yeah, we'll go with that one. Whatever. Alright, so not much there. Let's go over to the bloody disgusting. And then I think we'll hit the Twitterverse and call it a day. 5 horror fairy tales to stream this week. Talk to Me. Yeah, Talk to Me is one that I'm looking forward to at the end of the month here. Reserve tickets now. I don't think we need to reserve tickets, but I will be watching it. Deadstream is now available on Blu-ray. Failure, Ted Raimi. Pet Cemetery Bloodlines, yeah, we know that. Stay Online trailer. Oh, another one of those searching kind of movies where it's like all about them on like a webcam and something murderous is happening behind them. Okay. Fire in the Sky director Robert Lieberman has passed away. Oh, bummer, man. I really liked Fire in the Sky when it came out, but wasn't it one of the guys finally revealed that it was all a hoax, that they did lie about it. I liked the movie because of how fantastical it was, right? That whole alien sequence was really horrific. Yeah, with them doing like surgery. Now, here's the thing, guys. This is how I instantly know that an abduction story is BS. Because if aliens had the technology to fly through space with a spaceship to come here, they're not going to have operating tools as crass as this. In fact, I don't even think they wouldn't need to insert something in you to look inside of you. They could just scan you and look at you. Yeah, like an MRI, they just have a gun that just goes zip. Oh, that's what's inside of you. That's what your insides look like. Yeah, that's how I kind of know. Plus, I don't even think that aliens would travel through space with a ship. Like that's how you think that we would do it, but no, we would get rid of these bodies first. Just use our brains. Anyway, I've talked about that in the past. Don't need to go down that rabbit hole. Whoops, sorry, you guys. You can't read this stuff. Wish Upon open Annabelle director spooky horror box. I liked Wish Upon, actually. That was Joey King, right? Wish Upon. I like that movie. Conjuring turns 10. Really? All right, there's not much there. So we'll just go over to the Twitterverse and then we'll round us out. Paul Schrader refers to Oppenheimer as the best, most important film of this century. Really, of this century? If you see one film in cinemas this year, it should be Oppenheimer. I'm not a Nolan groupie, but this one blows the door off its hinges. Well, that's the only kind of marketing we can get now, right? Is some testimonials from other people that are not the actors or anybody else involved in the project, right? 15 years ago today, Mamma Mia was released. I liked the first Mamma Mia. 15 years ago, Dark Knight came out. You know what the Dark Knight needs to do? I would love, and I would pay top dollar for it, is there was a bunch of deleted scenes. Just release all those with Heath Ledger. Because there's scenes of like him getting in a getaway car, talking with one of his henchmen and stuff like that. Yeah, there's other scenes that were cut that was like, bummer, man. I want to see some of those stuff. It's like, that's all we got left. What's this? The People's Ken. Oh, is that Gosling at a young age? Hey, that's what actors do, man. You can't be shy. Sometimes you're going to look foolish. You just got to roll with it. You ask him about this, and you say to him, "Are you embarrassed about this video that came out of you dancing on stage?" And of course, I don't expect Gosling to say no. No, because that's what actors do. You push your range of what your comfort level is, right? Because sooner or later you're going to grow up to look like this, and you'll be able to. Yeah. He's now sweating it. An emergency financial assistance program has been set up for SAG-AFTRA to provide urgent financial support to striking performers and their families until the end of the strike. Yeah, and Perry Nemiroff did like took all of her live chats on one of her streams last week and donated it to causes like this. So good on her. The Nanny. Lindsay Lohan has given birth to her first child. Yeah, I heard it was a boy. May your first child be a masculine child. There you go. Good for her. Dylan Sprouse and Barbara Palvin are married. Don't know who they are. Palvin sounds vaguely familiar. Humans only have one ending. Ideas live forever. Greta Gerwig. Production has been halted. Yeah, we know about that. Talk to me. And yeah, that's where we ended off yesterday. So that's pretty much all I got in the can today, guys. I really apologize. There really wasn't that much going on today. I was like this close to not doing anything. But I figured, why not? Why not just turn on the camera? Hunt around for some headlines. All right. Let's get rid of this nasty bar. How do I play that? Maybe I'm going to have to look that up. I can do that now. It won't crash the system. Should be able to handle it. Should is a key word. Did you launch? There we go. I'm just looking up how I played a certain solo. No, it wasn't Crows. I was sifting through. Okay, there we go. That's how. Is that how that that goes. Sorry. Okay. Now we got it. I think we got it, right? All right. Why is that so dark? Let's open that up a little bit. Yeah, there we go. Yeah, let's do it, man. Let's do it. Let's get it. Let's get it. That's why you practice. You practice. I always hope there would be a Nice Guys sequel, Ryan Gosling and Russell Crowe. That would be awesome too. And that one was so good. I already paid you $20. What are you talking about? What am I saying? Yeah, I like that. That was a funny scene. Shane Black. I always felt that life was created and evolved at the same pace, so aliens are no further advanced in space travel as humans. I reckon we'll meet in the middle of space. It's possible, Hourglass. It's possible. It is in development, but Russell has yet to sign on to a sequel. But Russell Crowe will sign on to do things. I think if the script is there, he does smaller things on the side when he's not doing big things. He's somebody who always will play ball. Ooh, well, that didn't go. That's why you jam, so you can figure out the rules. Yeah, that's what I was thinking I was doing yesterday. I was trying to figure out a soft way to work in the new intro for our intro song for the channel. And I don't care what the other guys say. I like being with you, enjoying our moments, girl. I do want to record in August. I'm going to buy a bunch of new strings. I'm going to record a bunch of these songs. And then I think I might just put them out on a separate channel and see how they do. I'll cut them out like in segments of like shorts. Like, here's the intro. See if that catches on, and if that catches on, then maybe people will come to listen to the channel. I also think I'm going to buy an upgrade microphone soon for this. It's one of the last few pieces of the streaming setup that I want to get. Is a better microphone. This is a wide-angle microphone, so it catches a lot. I want a focused one. And unfortunately, we may have to concede to the point where I'm going to be one of those people with the microphone in front of my face talking. Everybody does it. Nobody seems to care about it, so I might as well join that pantheon. I was adamant about not being one of those people, but hey, we got to roll with the punches. And it'll be an upgrade for the computer, right? Because once we start on the streaming gaming, like the video games, then I'm going to have to be able to have gaming noises in the background that can't get caught up in the mic. So that's how we'll be doing that. So that's happening soon. I'm going to be getting all that stuff fixed up. A lot of cool stuff happening here. And recording music is going to be awesome. I'm going to maybe make vlogs for each song that I record. I'm not going to do big production value on it. I do have Ableton, so it's kind of like I'm not a sound engineer, right? I don't know all the tricks of making. I can make my voice equalized okay. Maybe a better mic will help out with the way that sounds. But as far as like recording the instruments and stuff, I don't really know too much about that. We'll get into that. We're going to have lots of fun this fall, guys. Trust me, here on the channel, you're going to hear some old, really, like those songs that I played, they're all old. I need to put those to bed because I don't have decent recordings of them. Record them, get them done, put it out there, start writing new stuff. That's what I need to do. All right. And maybe I'll just dedicate a whole channel to that. And I don't care what people say. Again, like Ryan Gosling dancing there when he was a young man. I know my vocals don't sound the greatest, so I have to roll with the punches. Hey, and at least I'll have just put myself out there. It's what I want to do. It'll be out there in the ether forever, and that'll be it. All right, guys, that's it. Join us tomorrow for Secret Invasion. That's for sure. And we'll have to see how Thursday and Friday go with movie news-wise. Well, I know one movie show will be about like the box office predictions and stuff like that. So we'll be talking about that. Come join us on the channel Mirror Domains. Enjoy the rest of your day. Hit that thumbs up button, subscribe, and I'll see you next time tomorrow for Secret Invasion here on Mirror Domains.